It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play, like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for 50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
It's showtime. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News. Yes, this is episode 242, where we are going to be live. It is the eve of Halloween. Got the Loki on, prepping a little bit here. If you're with us live, hey, go ahead, pop in the chat. If you're not, well, guess what? You should still like, subscribe, share, follow, all of the good stuff. Help the podcast grow. We decided to do a little live action because it is October 30th. The week of Halloween is just dangerously, busy. So figured, why not? Let's go. Let's get partying on. Lauren's texting me about Hot Topic. I don't really understand. But if this is your first time listening or watching the show, go ahead and, hey.
You asked her to get a TVA jacket. Maybe they just randomly text you Hot Topic. Hot Topic sells TVA jackets, or at least they did at one point. To obviously go with your amazing horns.
That's right. I do have a Roosevelt's on, of course. And if this is your first time, we'd like to talk about what beer we're drinking. We go into what we're reading or watching, some news, and then our main topic. We're going to talk today some Agatha pre-finale predictions that we're probably going to get to all laugh at and see if we're wrong. And, we're going to talk about our Orlando trip because I just came back from Orlando this past weekend. So thank you all for hanging out. My beer comes from Dorchester, Massachusetts. It is called Pumpkin, or actually it's not even pumpkin. It's just called Pie Fight from Dorchester, which is very fitting because Dorchester, it gets a little rough at times. It is a pumpkin spice, balanced, seasonal amber. It's called Pie Fight, fresh local craft, and goes by 5.3% ABV. I would like to make it to this actual brewery. I haven't been to the actual brewery, but I've had a few of their beers now. So that's what I'm drinking. Going to go ahead and throw it over to Lauren to introduce what she's drinking.
So since you were just here and you left some beers in my refrigerator, I am drinking one from you. So this one is from Precarious Brewing. It is Alani Tsunami. This is not relevant at all to, we're talking general news, we're talking Orlando, and we're going to end with Agatha predictions because this is supposed to be our normal episode. So it's not supposed to drop on podcast platforms till Monday, which is after Halloween. So we're a little all over the place. We're just having fun. It's been crazy. So this isn't themed, but it is delicious, and it's fresh hop. You got to drink it fresh, but it's got a little wave of hops on it. I did mention this Precarious Beer Project. It's one of the breweries you brought me to when I was in Virginia. I have it in my sideward glass, which does have the third eye, which seems a little relevant to Agatha. And you were in Orlando, so that's Sideward Brewing. And I have my Agatha ears on because only Disneyland is not Agatha. I have my Wanda ears on because only Disneyland is selling the Agatha ears. You cannot buy them in Orlando,
Nope.
which is
You sure can't, folks. You sure
it's BS.
can't. The Black Panther has joined us. What do you know? Halloween. Let's get crazy. Can't actually see or hear anything out of there. But yeah, no, it's weird that you can't yet get anything like that from Disney World. It's only strictly basically I lost my glasses, so I can't see a single thing. Way to go, Matt. Weird.
What is it? You were burdened with glorious, terrible eyesight or
I
something?
was burdened with glorious, terrible eyesight. Yes. Oh, my mom went to it's no,
Really
God, what's the brewery
lose
name?
your
I'm
glasses and you
blanking
lose
right
your whole
now.
mind. What happened?
No, she went to and got Gunner's daughter PB&J from one of the breweries yesterday that she went Mass
Ah.
Landing. Good Lord. I don't know why that was so hard to remember. So I'll have to get you some more and I'll share because pretty excited for that. I am going up to Massachusetts to visit the family back east, as Bill Burr likes to say. Here in a couple weeks for Thanksgiving. Can't wait for that because I haven't been back for Thanksgiving in some time, so I'm pretty excited. Aside from that, though, man, let's go ahead and to dive into what we messed up on or looked into. Do you have anything? Did you get your medal yet for Hops Geek Booze for Haley?
No, but I did see on the social media they did get them in. You still have until tomorrow to submit your runtime, which I actually still need to do. But if anybody wants to follow the actual Instagram, I mean, the more followers, the better support. They're actually following us on the Geek page, and we've been sharing them a little bit recently. It's called the Princess Haley's Hope Foundation. I will go ahead and put that in the chat if anybody does want to follow. They actually posted a little thing. You can see some of our arms with our little pink bracelets, which I have on right here. Princess Haley's Hope Foundation.
I got one. Yeah. I've been wearing it
So we
since.
both
I
have
haven't
them
taken it
on.
off.
Andrew met up with us at Epcot as well, and so he was wearing one. So I just want to give one more shout out to everybody who did the run this month. Stacy, Tabby, Scott, Patrick, Micah, Andrew, Megan, Riley, and Tom. Again, thank you guys so much. Yes, there is a picture on here. Boo brain cancer. I don't know why I'm holding up my phone because you're just going to see nothing. But yeah, those medals should be going out soon. And again, I will share that into the chat.
Upload. It always sounds like you're talking, from Jingle All the Way, where he gets the phone. He's like, "That's a dancer, prince, or fiction, blah, 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 all that. Comic Cupid. I won. He goes, "You thought that the doll was actually here?" That's what it sounds like whenever you say those names. And yes, my dad wants you all to know that he made sure to get Treehouse's pumpkin imperial stout that was a whopping $17 for 2 cans. My dad is what you like to call frugal sometimes, if you ask my mom. So it's okay. I know. I'll pay him back. It'll be okay. I'll pay him. And I actually have somebody who would drive us around while we're there if you want to go to breweries. But that's what we have there. Let's go into some of our reading or watching lately. So I'll start because there is a comic book that we both have read or watched together. Or read, sorry. But I want to talk about Redcoat from Ghost Machine / Image Comics first. That was one of my reviews this week. Oh, you read that one too?
So I will say you told me it was sad. I'm not going to spoil anything. And when you said it was sad, where my head went, I said, no, that can't happen because the timing doesn't work out. And then the first picture I saw, I was like, oh, they're not in the past anymore. And my initial prediction was correct.
Yeah. So Simon Pure can't die. And where we left him in issue 6, he's been traversing the time with Albert Einstein, who was 13 years old at the time. Well, now we're going to jump to a little bit of a future. It's an epilogue, if you will. Albert is on his bed and he talks, I always thought you were a son, Simon. It's very sad because this is basically their goodbye for good because Albert's obviously passing away. So it was wicked sad. Ghost Machine absolutely crushing it there. Cannot just tell you guys how much you need to read Redcoat. If you haven't, it's, a fun take on, history. It's all fake history, right? It's really cool.
Right, but they mix in some real history in there. They were even discussing, like, at the end, they do the bio on Albert Einstein, and they even talk about how he regretted his contributions to the atom bomb, even though he was not, like, active and involved in the creation of it. He just hated that his science and his inventions led to such demolition. So,
Yeah.
they definitely do nods to it.
Shout out to Gibson in the chat real quick. I've been reading a metric F ton of comics lately, but I've been really absolutely loving Ryan North's Fantastic Four run as well as the Ultimate titles. Excited for the 1 year in one shot in the Ultimate Wolverine series. I know Lauren has been involved and really excited for the Ultimate, which we'll kind of talk about. But I haven't read the Fantastic Four. That's one I need to kind of get brushed up on before the movie. Just
So I've never actually read any Fantastic Four comics other than when they like
haven't
crossed over
really
with like the X-Men
exactly
and stuff.
right. That's my one big blind spot, like worse than X-Men, believe it or not.
Well,
I
we
did.
got
Speaking of,
less than a year to do some
that's true.
research.
I did read Batman: The Long Halloween, the last Halloween issue number 2. Jeff Loeb, Klaus Janson, they're all back in action. This is a continuation, a sequel, if you will, to Batman: The Long Halloween, which you should read that first of all. But this one, we think, Holiday is back. We don't know. That's true. Well, the breed. You got to read the book, man. The book's awesome. It's very much a continuation. It still has that feel from the original Batman Long Halloween comic book.
I meant to this season, and instead I read 3 Stephen King books. I don't know what I was doing.
But Stephen King's horror, so you did the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
Okay.
I'm proud of you. Sure. You read 3 Stephen King books. That's no easy feat. You left out obviously the best one, Cujo and Maximum Overdrive. God.
Oh, so what was interesting? One of the books I read was his new one, I Like It Darker, and it was a book of short stories. And one of the stories was actually like a sequel to Cujo. It was like the dad from Cujo, and it has nothing to do with it has relevancy. It's not just like a throwaway. But he's like, yeah, I sometimes still I can relate to this woman because I can still remember my child who died in a car because of that crazy dog Cujo. And I was like, hey, like I've never seen or read Cujo, but obviously I know the concept. And now I'm like, well, I guess I don't need to read that now because now I know what happens to the kid.
I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened in Cujo. So that kind of refreshed my memory. I've seen it a long time ago, but I don't remember it really. So I kind of want to revisit. All I remember is I'm stuck in the car. We'll see. With a rabid dog. I did.
If you do, then I can send you the book and you can read that. Because that one short story, I think, is like 100 pages, maybe.
Oh, that's easy peasy. Yeah. I read that in my sleep. I did read Kill All Immortals issue number 4 from Dark Horse. That one is really good. This one takes a step back. A lot of emotional comic books this week. If you're really into the emotional, slower, take a breath comics, this is your week because Kill All Immortals has been nothing but fast-paced. Frey is getting revenge on her family, but now she's stuck in who do I believe? My family, Owen, who's telling the truth? So she kills just everybody and gets away.
Oh, I mean,
I won't say any more to that.
I can't believe anybody, so I'll just kill you all.
Yeah.
Oh, I did read Absolute Batman. I know that's late, but I read that today.
We read Hyde Street Devour, another Ghost Machine Image comic. That one was freaking dope, was it not?
It was phenomenal. So when we were in New York, we actually, we got to talk to Kat, who runs like the Ghost Machine, and she has told me, she's like, you need to review Devour. And I was like, okay. And then as I'm reading, I'm like, of course, absolutely. And as I'm reading it, I kind of understood why she looked at me being the only girl in the group at Nerd Initiative, because it was so just like taking everything that's toxic about diet culture and just literally demonizing it and doing this like generational where it's like you don't learn that a healthy looking woman is fat unless you're taught it. And that's taught like from generations. And so they had that in there. And it was so interesting and so genius and so just like shining this like perfect light on everything that is wrong with all this diet fad, fat free. And remember in the 90s, everybody drank Slim Flat Fast, and it was never about being healthy. I'm very pro healthy, eat healthy, exercise 100%.
Right.
The diet stuff is not. It's terrible. It's terrible. And they're sold remember there was some pills that were like killing women years ago, but this was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, remember like everybody was drinking Slim Fast. Like it was like the late 90s, early 2000s, like Slim Fast.
I remember tasting it and thinking like, ooh, this tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah. Like everybody was drinking those. And that's what's crazy about,
but it's creepy especially at the end. It gets really creepy. That ending was like so dark.
I kind of want to, I guess I'm confused. So I'm gonna spoil a little bit.
No,
I'm
don't
sorry.
spoil it because it's a one-off.
All
Don't
right,
spoil it.
I'll ask you off air then, because I guess I am slightly confused about a
Okay.
couple things on it. But we'll talk about. Yeah, you're right. It's like Hyde Street. If you don't know, Hyde Street is a street that basically lost souls and or demons, uh, you know, are collecting souls, so that way they
Yes.
can hopefully
So
get
Hyde
out.
Street's going to be a comic that keeps going, but there's only one issue out so far. So Devour is just somebody on Hyde Street that's like a one-off, and it's a longer comic. So it's not just like 30 pages. It's almost like two comics in one, but it's really good. You're going to fly through it because you just get sucked in immediately. But you
Right.
saw some of the characters we met in Hyde Street #1 in the background, and Hyde Street #2 is coming out next month. But like they said, there's going to be more like one-off, so we'll get more stories of like these random people that are on Hyde Street and how they got to Hyde Street,
Which is
because you
cool.
never know when you turn a corner, you could be on Hyde Street. So it's like another
Yeah.
dimension, almost like a portal to hell kind of thing. It's really cool. I loved it. I thought it was
I
so good.
dug it.
And hearing like, go ahead. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, I was just saying, it was like with the fad diet, going back is like, I struggled with that, growing up too, I had toxic household, all that kind of stuff. So it really kind of hit close to home for me. And then of course it had like that demonic kind of flair at the end of it. So the Hyde Street Devourer, really good. But what were you going to say about it?
I already forgot. Oh, Maytal. So Maytal was actually, so the main person who wrote the book, she was at New York Comic Con and was talking about it. And she got very emotional talking about it. And she was like,
Oh,
this was very personal to me. This came from, a place of something I've struggled with personally. So the fact that she was able to take something that was negative in her life and turn it into this story that not only is shining light on a shitty thing, but it turned it into a fantastic horror story. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was such a cool way to channel like past pain or whatever. But dude, and that it was creepy ass ending, creepy. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past some of these people who just praise being skinny over anything else.
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
magnets on fridges like in the 90s. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
Well, God, that's just ridiculous. Before we kind of finish with you, from your reading,
Image Comics.
Yeah, Ghost Machine Image Comics, absolutely cranking out. We are going to be doing a Cheersies Awards over at nerdinitiative.com this year, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk more about it later. I did watch a movie called In a Violent Nature. It's been out for a bit. It's basically...
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow. It's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
It's almost like a ripoff, almost like a supernatural dead being comes to life. It's kind of like a Jason type thing. And it's like from his perspective, of the killer's perspective, killing people. It's really quiet a lot of the time. You don't really spend a lot of time with the victims. It's his point of view, the whole movie. It was okay. Like, I really liked that idea. The idea was super cool. I thought of, following this killer around, catching things from his point of view. But something was just kind of missing for me. I don't really know what it was. Like, it didn't hit like I think they intended. And so fell a little flat. I didn't love it. It was very interesting. Great premise. Didn't love it totally. And then, Halloween we've been watching that. I fell asleep on Lauren's couch, which we'll talk about, watching Supernatural. And then we did watch Beetlejuice. I showed my kids. They've been dying to watch horror movies, finally get into the horror genre. So I showed them Beetlejuice. And my daughter actually liked Beetlejuice, surprisingly. I thought she would have been terrified, but she was really, really into it. So that's kind of what I've been reading or watching. What have you been into?
So don't show her the second one. Logan liked the first one.
Yeah, we're watching the second one earlier. She seems to really like it so far.
Oh.
She hasn't seen
Did
the
you mean
baby.
the baby? That was where.
No, yeah, that's exactly the same thought. She hasn't seen the baby yet.
Okay. So the other comic I reviewed this week was Wolverine Revenge, #3 from Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo. If you're not reading this, this is a different kind of Wolverine story. I mean, it's very on point with Wolverine. It's very much so Wolverine's personality, but how it kind of started was Magneto died, and the EMP from his death caused all of the power to get lost. And in the very first issue, there were some dramatic, basically murders of some of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you know, Wolverine's having a great old time on Krakoa. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury, come and get him. And they're like, hey, we need your help. Immediately, people are slaughtered. Wolverine comes back too because he's Wolverine. However, we're now on the third issue, and so he's basically got a kill list, and he's tracking everything down. And like one of the things I've always thought about Wolverine is he's incredibly forgiving, even when he doesn't want to be. However, he is done with everybody's shit. He's not forgiving anybody anymore. He is just so over it. And there's one scene with him and another character. I don't want to specify who the character is, but I will say you might see them on the background of my wall at some point tonight. I did not see that interaction going the way it did. There were 3 people he met up with. One I predicted, the other 2 totally threw me off. Like, this is a dark, not berserker, rage-filled Wolverine. This is a dark, focused Wolverine. And like the title, he's out for revenge. So it's a great Wolverine story, and it just keeps surprising me. So I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Shout out to our boy Maynard Brewer. He showed his Army of Darkness. Love that movie. It's got Ash in it. Goes back in time. If you haven't seen that one, dude, it's so cheesy, but so good. Also shout out Megan's in the chat. And then also Gibson forgot he loves, all capitals, of course, Cody Ziegler's Deadpool run. He's not too familiar with Ziegler's works apart from a few issues of Miles Morales, but loves the mixture of Deadpool humor with the heartwarming relationship between him and his daughters, Princess and Ellie. I haven't actually checked that out either. I will need to check that out. Gibson's giving us a nice little solid list to check out. I like that. Thanks, man. Keep them coming. Yeah. If there's any
stuff out there, yeah,
drop them, like put them in our Facebook group, drop them in the chat, anything like that. We're going to go ahead and move on to, did you read or watch any? You talked Daryl Dixon, things like that?
Yeah. So Daryl Dixon, I just want to say again, I kind of want to see if anybody else in Nerd Initiative is watching it because it is so good this season. And somebody was telling me at New York Comic Con, they must have gotten the show early or something, that the reunion with Daryl and Carol, which you obviously knew was going to happen, was emotional. And holy shit, was it emotional. It was so emotional. They nailed that reunion scene. There are so many hints of like humor in this too. And it's just so, they're just doing a great job. And they're the way they're focusing on religion this issue. Like you're seeing people use religion as a weapon. And there's people who I think are using it as a weapon, and people who literally think like, if we can just do this, we can get, because basically there's a child who, when he was born, we saw this in season 1, when his mother was in labor, she died and turned. Oh. They did a quick C-section, pulled the baby out. The baby didn't turn. So in their head, they're like, this is like the next Messiah. This is a prophet. So what they want to do is these group of like religious nuts want to bite the kid, have the kid bitten to prove that he is immune and that he is, you know, proof that God's still out there. They're trying to create hope. They're trying to
oh my goodness, religion, right? Oh man.
So of course, Daryl and his aunt are like, you're going to kill him. And they're like, oh no, he's a prophet. They're like, Jesus died. Like, don't kill this child. And so that's the whole thing, is kind of like saving this child. And of course we have Carol this season. So I'm really, really loving it. I'm loving this season so much more than last year's. I was like watching it and I'm like, God, is anybody else watching this? Because I would love to talk to somebody about this. It's really,
you know, I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I gave up on you a long time ago.
Our friends Vigilante Vibes over there, they haven't watched it, but might give it a shot at some point to kind of into it. You know, Megan, I feel you, girl. Deadpool is very fun. It's like they said. Yeah. You know what? I don't know. Maybe if my dad's watching it when I go for Thanksgiving, I'll check it out. We'll see if he happens to have it on. You did watch Trap though.
Did. Josh wanted to watch it. So we put it on last night and Josh fell asleep 5 minutes later.
Of course he did. I don't blame him. What are your thoughts though? Because I've heard very mixed reviews on this.
It was all right. So if anybody doesn't know, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie starring Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett's a serial killer, and he's taking his daughter to a Taylor Swift-esque concert, and the FBI gets a tip.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for 50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow. It's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
For some reason, they find out he's going to be at this concert. They do explain it, but I'm not going to say why. And so they are like, set the whole thing up that like every male there who fits any sort of description of anybody who thinks that they saw the butcher, which is what they're calling him, are going to be interrogated. So when he realizes he's trapped, he has to figure a way out. And it's interesting. It's worth watching. I mean, I could just stare at Josh Hartnett the whole time. My favorite part, though, was when some guy called Josh Hartnett a zaddy, and I started laughing.
He still very much is. Are you kidding me? We're in the Josh Hartnett renaissance, man.
Like 40 Days and 40 Nights, man. I love that guy.
Oh, you'd never watched 30 Days of Night yet. That's one you have to watch. No, you need to, before Halloween's over, I need you to watch
It's over tomorrow.
Okay, so
okay,
it's time to...
Agatha,
you ain't watching Agatha tonight. Not no more. You don't. You better throw up. Sit at home and watch 30 Days of Night, ma'am. Because trust me, 30 Days of Night is so good.
Well, my Halloween stuff's not coming down right away. So.
You want to watch Josh Hartnett, who's a zaddy. Gibson also says, Lauren, nice to see your recommendation of Wolverine Revenge. I'm always down for Jonathan Hickman stories, reading both the standard and Red Band. You do. I even like it. And you know me, I always make fun of Lauren for, having a Wolverine story. But Wolverine Revenge is freaking good, man. It is so damn good.
Like since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, every week there's a new Wolverine comic.
It really is. There's 6 different runs going on at once. But
deep cut and
dude, I highly recommend.
Weapon X-Men's a great short run. I think it was only like 5 or 6 issues. It came out earlier this year. If you like Wolverine ones, that's a great one because you get multiple Wolverines from different multiverses.
All right. Well, let's go into some news. All right. We got some Marvel news if we're on the topic of Deadpool and Wolverine. We got some Deadpool Wolverine news. Lauren, do you want to break this, even though everybody kind of already knows at this point?
Right. So yes, Deadpool and Wolverine will be streaming November 12th. Shout out to Kat from Nerd Initiative because she's the one that actually was like, you should go see how Marvel announced it. So if you haven't, go to their socials. There's a cute little urinal with I think they're called urinal cakes of Deadpool and Wolverine at the bottom. And the line in the description was, a stream is an educated wish your heart makes, but you have to sing it like Cinderella. So a stream is an educated wish your heart makes. I'm sorry, but Disney buying Marvel has made me all sorts of happy that things happening that I never like. Come on, you got a freaking dead Cinderella reference talking about Deadpool.
Yes,
that just makes my heart so happy.
It's just like if you would have told us in 2008 that this would be where we're at right now with Iron Man, and like we're I still cannot believe that
Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean, I said in 2008. I said around when Avengers came out. If Hugh Jackman never plays Wolverine in the MCU, I can die happy.
Exactly. We never, and we're actually going the day it drops on Disney Plus. We are going to get with our Patrons because we like to do a Patreon movie night each month. And, we're going to go ahead and watch Deadpool and Wolverine together as our watch party. So that will be,
Yes.
we owe to Scott, and we're going to get to watch it together, hang out. So if you guys want to do that, patreon.com/hopsgeeknews, if you want to any sort of support the show. But Marvel also did drop today a little teaser trailer for a lot of their upcoming series over the next year. It was announced, on social media. So we got What If Season 3, which actually comes out sooner than expected, December 22nd, and it even had Blade in it. No clue who is voicing Blade. That didn't come out, but there is Blade in the What If Season 3 trailer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. We got Blade there. So then we got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is January 25th, 2000.
Wesley Snipes, because there will only be one Wade, or one Wade.
There's only ever going to be one Blade. Yeah. Then we get Daredevil Born Again, March 4th. And the world is better when Vincent D'Onofrio is on Twitter talking like he is Kingpin. We get some shots of him running for mayor there, which is super freaking incredible. It's going to be 9 episodes, split up into 2, first batch is 9 episodes. We get some really cool shots there. Really, dude, oh my God. There was 2 Blades. No, there's only ever going to be one Blade. Get it right. And we get Ironheart is actually coming out. This is a show that I didn't know was actually going to be coming out still. And it is on June 24th. So we're going to get some Riri Williams back in action. Really excited for that.
I'll have to rewatch Wakanda Forever. I've been holding off rewatching it.
Yeah, that's a hard one to rewatch. Yeah.
I can't watch that on the treadmill. I don't want to be crying while I'm running.
I can't see. And then you fall off the treadmill and it's just a whole
catastrophe. Then there's blood everywhere.
Actually,
Hit my head on the wall.
I'll give it to Megan. There was 2 because we're going to talk about the Blade that was obviously in the Spider-Man 90s show. We're not talking about anything other than that. Eyes of Wakanda comes out August 6th. I'm not totally sure what this one's about. And then Marvel Zombies is premiering next October. So some spooky time for you. Next spooky time, man. We're going to be talking Marvel Zombies.
They're noticing we like the holiday stuff.
They are. The slowly but surely.
There better be a What If Christmas special. There was last time.
Well, who knows? Because Wonder Man is going to cap off the year of TV with a December release.
Christmas?
I don't know. It could be.
That'd be fun.
I'm pretty excited. And then, of course, we get the films, which I'm really excited to see some Captain America back in action with Brave New World, some Red Hulk, Harrison Ford action. Give me
weekend. That. This was just the Disney Plus stuff. What's coming to Disney Plus, what you can watch on your couch.
Yes, exactly. What else we got happening? What are the news we got rolling out?
So I don't even know how this is news yet because it seems so far into the future, but Jumanji 3 will be releasing December 11th, 2026. Ahsoka 2 will begin filming this spring. I'm very excited for that. Very curious as to how they're going to go. Did they recast Ray Stevenson? They must have.
Nothing. They haven't really said anything yet. My guess is that they are going to just not mention anything at all. We got really good. We got a quick, did you know real quick. Gibson, again, he bought the Blu-ray of Deadpool and Wolverine. Listen to the audio commentary. Did you know that the scene with Happy Hogan was rewritten 80 something times with some early versions of the scene even featuring Tony Stark?
What?
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. You still can.
I know. I never bought Logan either. I think the last DVD I bought other than Frozen was the Wolverine.
They're starting to, get rid of physical or, the streaming media. So it's almost like I need to go and find the physical copies now before they get taken away.
Well, and for the specials, like the special, like you just mentioned.
I miss commentary and like behind the scenes. That's something I really miss and streaming doesn't do because they don't ever post any of this commentaries or behind. Like that was so cool, man.
They want you to buy it still.
Right. And that was like my favorite thing. I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and I'd have the commentary going still or something. And, the DVD screen still going on. And that's my kind of pastime.
I watched all of them that were available on the Friends DVDs. I remember doing that.
Yeah. Right. It's whatever, but I'm not really excited for this one. Maybe somebody is. Jumanji 3 is set to release December 11th, 2026.
You're not listening to me.
My bad, I missed it. I was reading the comments. I'm sorry.
I read what's on the teleprompter. I was very surprised.
Our fan Juan reads comics. Okay, well, our friend Juan read comics. He's up in here. How's it going, man? I can't wait to have a beer with him. He's somebody we got to get on the show, man. He's awesome.
I am so disappointed I get to meet him in New York because, yes, Juan, you need to come on our show because you literally review comics and beer.
He reviews comics and beer. So he's made this one. This one's for you, man. Yes, you're right. Netflix in 2025 is going to be bringing us more Fear Street with Shady Side. It is a high school senior prom 88. It's going to tie into the other ones. Maybe we don't fully know.
I think that would be pretty cool. Anybody who hasn't, there was like a trilogy of movies that were really scary for Fear Street because Fear Street I read in like middle school, so I didn't think
Sadie Sink was in it from Stranger Things. Yeah, she did a killer job in that. No pun intended.
Oh my gosh, she was fantastic in it. Yeah, that was really good. So I do wonder if this will tie in because some of those went into the 80s and whatnot too. They were all over the place, like time wise. It was really good. They did a good job. It was
good, and I'm really excited for this because give me more R.L. Stine, give me more Fear Street, especially with Netflix. So I can't wait for this.
We're talking about the next part.
Oh, I know.
You're really excited about Catherine Hahn's ass.
I mean, it was kind of for being a 51-year-old lady. Okay, Catherine, you've been working out, girl. All right,
and she got received a plaque.
She did. Ahead. What was the plaque for?
No, you can go. I just wasn't sure how long you were just going to talk about her ass. So I was going to let you keep talking about it while
you were censoring. The show is getting censored tonight, folks. Anyways, she received a plaque for being the first woman to show her booty in the MCU. We're not counting. No, it's the first woman. Okay, stop making me think about Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
But she said they specified woman. So I'm writing these notes and I'm thinking, so
this is the MCU's ass.
Reynolds? But Thor was the first one in the MCU whose ass I believe
was back in the very first Thor, right? Because he was naked.
No, it was the third Thor.
Obviously, the
third when Zeus made his clothes disappear. I could be wrong. If anybody can think of something sooner, obviously we saw Wolverine's ass a while ago, but he wasn't part of the MCU until recently. Same with Deadpool. We saw Deadpool's everything.
No, I don't know. Moving on from the ass talk, if you will. What else we got?
Spider-Man 4, July 24th, 2026.
Ooh,
and Mando and Grogu film has wrapped filming and is still set to release in May 2026. Why that's even new that it's still set to release a year and a half into the future? I don't know.
No, you know why it's news? So this is news because recently
the
writer for the new Daisy Ridley, Star Wars next set of trilogy films left. And now this is another reoccurring theme with Star Wars. We continue to announce things that never actually happen. And so they have to remind you, this one's actually happening for sure. It was Love and Thunder, not Ragnarok. So technically the fourth Thor film, by the way. Shout out to Gibson.
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot about Dark World and I actually like it.
But I'm just exhausting being a Star Wars fan because I can't really even get excited for Star Wars content because it's they announce it, it's gone. How many things have they announced that just never happened? Give me a new trilogy. Anyway, I don't want to be negative. This is not a negative show.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
it's not going to be negative. Although this next piece of news, Lauren, is negative for you because Good Omens season 3 is now going to be a 90-minute film instead of a series or, season due to the allegations against Neil Gaiman. The production will begin in early 2025.
As long as they end it with an ending the show deserves, I'm okay with it. I just want closure for these characters. I want to know that, because they could have left it at season 1. Season 1 was like, there were scenes that were verbatim to the book, and they did a beautiful job beginning to end. But giving us season 2 and ending it the way they did was almost a tease. So just conclude it nicely, and I will be okay.
That's fair. Definitely fair. I would hope so, because I always hate when the endings. I'm a big endings guy. I need closure. So if some things don't have closure to them, it just is going to bother me. Blame my childhood trauma. So yeah.
6 Feet Under, best finale ever. So much closure.
No,
they literally all died.
One piece of news before I hand this one over to Lauren is Gail Simone has written a novel called Red Sonja, and Felicia Day will be voicing
Charlie
the audio podcast. Yes, Charlie's coming in to voice it. That's really exciting. She's a wicked big nerd. We love Felicia Day here on this show, of course. We've even gotten to My Name is Earl. Yep, that's another ending one, right? So we're big Felicia Day fans here. But Lauren, leading to Felicia Day, because we actually met her at MegaCon last year, we do have some MegaCon announcement news.
Yes, so I'm obviously going to MegaCon. I'm in Orlando. It's my local show. So I'm trying to convince everybody else that they should go because it is a great show. So here are some of the celebrity guests that they have announced so far. Alicia Silverstone, Matt Smith, like the whole Flash cast. You're going to have Barry, Iris, Barry's dad / the other Flash, Cisco, Killer Frost, Reverse Flash, the first one we met who was played by Tom Cavanaugh. We're also going to see Stephen Amell. Again, he comes to MegaCon a lot. There's also going to be Smallville.
Because he's not really getting much work because he's such a dick. Anyways,
he never seems like he really wants to be there, and he
is an asshole.
Like
I've met him outside of conventions like 3 or 4 times now, even with my child, and he's such.
I know you even saw him like when I was in the bathroom at MegaCon last year. Like, Stephen Amell just walked by. I'm like, how do I keep missing this guy? You saw him when we were in Utah. I didn't see him.
He was like my favorite actor for the longest time, and you never should meet your heroes, kids. I digress.
I would love to see him do the salmon ladder, though. I'm not going to lie. So as somebody who watched Smallville for the first time like a year ago, Clark, Lex, and Lana are going to be there. So I'm excited for that. Ben McKenzie from Gotham and the OC. Superman and Lois from Superman and Lois. McLovin. Dolph Lundgren. And those are just some of the celebrities those are the celebrities they've announced so far. MegaCon's big on announcing a lot last minute. Like last year we had Loki, we had Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin. Like
our panels, our press last minute.
They had a Back to the Future reunion. So they've also already got voice actors from the Has Been Hotel, including Alex Brightman. And so many comic creators, including James Tynion and Werther Del Adero from Something Is Killing the Children. There's already a laundry list of comic book creators.
So when we have a panel, are they which big thing are they going to put us against this year?
Well, our Supernatural panel was not against Back to the Future.
I know, and it was actually a pretty killer panel. So when we had Jackson and Colin, and our panel was at the same time.
That was when it was against it. Our Supernatural panel was on Thursday, and at like 6:00, and it did really well considering. I was surprised the turnout we got. It's probably because I said we were going to have pies. I'll have pies again this year. Okay. Well, assuming we get approved for the panel. If you are coming to MegaCon, let us know, because if we're going to have a turnout, I would like to arrange like an after party again, kind of like we did last year.
Ooh, yeah.
So also, and I will be making more MegaCon announcements just to get everybody to come to Orlando.
Okay. One final note on Gail Simone. She's also writing from the Ashes Uncanny X-Men. She's actually doing a lot of good stuff with Uncanny X-Men right now. She's killing it on that run. Absolutely. Rogue's leading her own team. Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm with him because Rogue is a badass. The X-Men 97 and then the Uncanny X-Men that Gail Simone is doing, I've taken some peeks at it because, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan, but I'm all in on the Gambit and Rogue train this year. I don't know, man. I am so in the bag for those two characters particularly. I would love to see more from them. Well, yeah, that's fair. But let's go into our Agatha pre-finale predictions. So if you haven't seen Agatha yet, I apologize. We aren't going to talk the finale. We haven't seen the finale yet. We're recording this live right now. The finale kicks off in 20 minutes. We're probably going to start it a little bit late because we're going to run late, but that's okay. If you hop off, you're just going to miss our Orlando chat. You can catch it on Monday when I drop the episode on podcasting platforms. So we are down to the final 2 episodes. They got smart. They're releasing it Halloween Eve, All Hallows Eve, if you will, Devil's Night. We are going to wrap up the Witch's Road. We ended with Rio being announced. Rio came, she's death. Really, really soul heart crushing episode is where we left off in episode 6.
I don't know that we're done with Lilia.
I don't think we are, although she did say all deaths are final, but that doesn't mean that she's dead yet. Who knows, right? I don't think
time is not a straight line.
Either.
It's a wibbly wobbly,
timey-wimey. Yeah, there you go. So what do we talk? What are some predictions that you have? Because right now we got a lot of things. So Wiccan, we saw kind of what happened to him. Like, is he going to find Tommy, you think? Is this Witch's Road real even? Like, what are we talking about here?
I think all my predictions are educated wishes, not actually predictions.
We're just throwing some things out there. And
really my educated wish is that Deadpool's going to show up as like a jealous boyfriend and fight Agatha for the love of death.
That would be awful. Okay, you can't take the show and ruin it. Yes, I know Deadpool and death have a thing. I would fight Deadpool to the death for Lady Death.
Maybe if we just get like a nod about Deadpool, that would be cool. Because like how we got the nod about Mephisto.
No, I think we're actually going to get Mephisto. I think because I think he's going to come. I think Mephisto is going to come and try to take Wiccan back. And I kind of have a bold theory that's absolutely going to be wrong. My very large, definitely not accurate theory is that Wanda comes back because she's been a pretty hard focus and mentioned a lot to this point. That's my educated wish, is that Wanda returns. The boys are real. She leaves with the boys to kind of go and teach them magic and be a real family. White Vision's off, I don't know, getting milk still, I guess.
There was probably a Wanda in the void because we saw that thing in their hideout.
Yeah.
That could maybe Deadpool, when he was in the void, he got Wanda and together they show up.
There's things that are ripped. She's not dead. Because
she's not
if you remember, Agatha was like, yes, no. You want a straight answer, ask a lady.
I loved her answers. That was amazing. I
loved it because it was like Marvel didn't really answer it either. And that's why I'm thinking that we might get a little bit of a surprise here. I'm really hoping so anyway, because you got to tie her into this somehow, because this whole season has been based off of what happened in WandaVision, and Agatha and Wanda are so interconnected, and now it's even Wanda's kids involved. You have to do that.
Well, one of the things I feel like they really need to address, and I hope that they do, is Nicholas Scratch, because we saw she had the room for him when she was like under the hex, and it seemed like she was mourning like her son had died. And then obviously the scenes of like the baby crying, and then you see the Darkhold, which was like, that was such a cool thing to see after being told that she traded the Darkhold for him. And now that all the Darkholds have been destroyed by Wanda, like, what does that mean?
That's why I think Mephisto's going to show up, because I think he's going to show up holding. Oh, you just gave me a really good idea.
The comics, he's the one that created the Salem 7.
So yes, all right. So first of all, DT of the Space Castle says that no way Wanda's dead. Multiverse of Madness left it ambiguous. And fam, there's no reason to do an Agatha show without Wanda. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And this show has been such a hit that I think they are going to stick the landing. So here's my thing.
God, I'm getting nervous now.
Speaking of Nicholas Scratch, right? Because, he's been another big question mark. What if Mephisto shows up and he offers Agatha her son back if she hands over Wiccan? And so her big choice is, do I give up Wiccan and, goodbye for Billy Kaplan, whomever you are, for my son, or do they merge souls in the end, kind of like in the comic books? I think that's going to come into play. I think Mephisto shows up. I really do. I think there's something more there. I think obviously Rio and Agatha are going to have a squabble. Agatha's going to end up being a good guy in the end, because that's just the road she's on. But what if he tempts her with
that's the road she's
on? Like, what if he tempts her with her son wanting Billy Kaplan, because Billy was supposed to go back and after the whole thing with Westview, and he didn't, and now he's in this body. I'm just saying, like, that would be really cool. And I'm probably thinking way smarter, giving them way more credit than they probably are. But
Again, these are educated wishes.
Exactly. But I just think that would be something really badass. Granted, we're all going to sit here and laugh at our stupid predictions because none of them will be right. But I think that would be
Go
really
back
cool,
and
man.
listen to like our WandaVision episode to see how completely out there we were for that.
Mephisto. But I think Mephisto's going to be here. All right. They actually mentioned him this time. Okay. I think we're getting at least him, but I don't know. I think they're going to be a coven and they're going to beat Mephisto or beat Rio or whatever, but there'll be a to be continued because of the success of this show.
Do you think all the witches that have died so far are actually dead, and not counting Lilia, because I know she's kind of a wild card?
Well, I don't think so, because I don't think so.
That's
what I'm
like,
thinking.
how could you kill Mrs. Hart like that and then just leave her
Oh,
dead?
Mrs. Hart's
Even though
dead.
that's
I don't
not
think
her
she
name.
mattered. I don't think Mrs. Hart mattered in the longer at all.
No.
But I think the
She
other
can't be
witches, I don't
cannon
think.
fodder.
Oh, she's
But
cannon
she
fodder,
also
all
like,
right.
but she like was able to somewhat fight the hex when she thought her husband was choking, when she's like yelling at Wanda to stop, like make it stop or whatever. I feel like she's more powerful than we give her credit for. Maybe I just love Kitty Foreman. Maybe that's my problem.
I think that's what it is. She was cannon fodder. Like,
I already forgot what her name is. I'm calling her Mrs. Hart, and they kept yelling what her name was, and I already forgot her name.
What are the chances that Tommy Shepard is going to be introduced? Well, I definitely think that this whole thing's going to boil down to Tommy, because where is Tommy? If Billy, escaped,
but Billy conveniently found a dead.
He did. So what happened to Tommy? Like, okay, here we go.
But Tommy didn't have those abilities.
What if now, again, I'm giving the writers a lot of credit. Something that I think would be cool is, what if Mephisto shows up? He's got Tommy, he's got Nicholas, and he makes them fight. Winner gets their person back. Loser goes with death.
So if Tommy, so let's say, so if Billy and Tommy can both escape the hex and find other bodies, wouldn't there be two Visions then? Still? Or can they merge and then become Wanda's
We
Vision?
don't know what's going on with Vision, okay? I don't think we're ever going to get that answer. Nobody actually knows what's up with Vision, and I don't think we're honestly ever going to get that answer.
Maybe Tommy found a body that's like 60 years old.
Maybe. Oh, that would be weird.
I mean, again, how convenient it is. I mean, they were 10 when they died in Eastview?
Yeah.
Or Westview?
And now Billy's 16? Yeah.
I think it was his bar mitzvah. So I think he wasn't it his bar mitzvah? Yeah, I think it was the kid's bar. I think it was William's bar mitzvah, which I think you do when you're like 13.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, that makes him 16 now.
That's what I'm saying. He's 16 now. Yeah.
But he was 13 when he got into that body. So that's not too much of a jump from 10 to 13, especially the way they aged in the show.
I don't know, man. I just think that, I guess we're going to find out soon. I got a lot of.
Dun, dun, dun. I think we asked all my questions. Yeah, those are all my questions.
Yeah, those are kind of like my big predictions. If anybody else has predictions, throw them in the chat. We will do a Agatha season recap and discussion. I'm still waiting for Lauren to watch The Penguin, man, because I am caught up on The Penguin.
Did the night, so Monday, we actually put on episode 2, but I was out in like 20 minutes. I was so tired.
Dude, oh my God. It was
the night I dropped you off at the airport.
You act like we got dropped off so early, Lauren. You dropped us off
at 11. It was a long weekend. I had to get back with the swing of things.
I went running I was absolutely out when I got home that night.
See?
Asleep. But the I think this week is going to be the finale of Penguin, which I'm not ready for, because the Penguin, oh my God, this show is just insane. The callbacks and the way they're getting ready and they're building everything up, and you're like, but I'm still like, I know Penguin's going to survive. I know Penguin's going to be this big player in Gotham, but the way they're writing it, I'm still like stressed thinking he's done for at these different points. I'm like, oh shit, how is he going to get out of this? Oh shit. How is Penguin going to be this? I don't know how they're going to do this. And then,
he's smart and lucky.
Well, yeah, but there's some things that are going to happen. Oh my gosh, I need you to catch up.
Okay, so I will try to finish that, and maybe we can do a recap Agatha and Penguin episode.
Agatha and Penguin, yeah, I think we do, because I need Yeah, so good. But let's dial it back. We're not going to talk theories anymore. Let's kind of wrap this episode, put a little bow on it, if you will, and let's just talk about our trip to Orlando. So I went down to Orlando last week to visit Lauren. The whole fam, me, Carrie, the kids, went down, and Lauren was lucky enough to, lucky enough. Yeah, Lauren was lucky enough to have us stay with her. I was lucky enough that Lauren opened up her house for us to stay. Probably the last time she'll ever do that because of my family.
You're definitely never allowed again. Sorry.
Got that room right there, Princess Suite, but I only slept in there like once because I was on the couch the other night. Like, I love sleep. I don't know what it is lately.
Brie Alvo slept in the living room.
I have been all like last night. I was gonna go up to bed, but Carrie had the heat on upstairs, and I was like, too hot in here. And I went right back downstairs and went to sleep on the couch where it was 66 degrees when I woke up, and it was perfect. I passed out. We'll get there. So first day, I'm running through the airport. I'm carrying Harper. It's Atlanta. We get dropped off in A. We got to get to E. They're texting me that we're boarding.
Half an hour later.
I'm like,
what the hell?
And we get down the escalator that nobody's leaving room to walk down because it's a mile down, and we missed the tram. And I was like,
ET is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Oh, God. We made it. And then our flight was delayed for an hour.
I don't know why I made that face. I'm like, oh my God, you missed the tram. Obviously, I know you made it.
I know.
I picked you at the airport.
We missed. Our flight was delayed for an hour, which sucked. But Lauren was also nice enough. She got us Tiana's Bayou passes that morning. So we get picked up. Lauren was awesome enough. She picked us up, dropped us off right at Magic Kingdom. And Magic Kingdom was empty. Like, it's the weekend before Halloween. It's Friday.
Crazy.
It was empty. It was bliss. I think it felt like when Moses opened up the sea and he parted it. That's what it felt like. And I had the same reaction. I was like,
so I do think it's a combo of the fact that there was a Halloween party that night, so people didn't want to pay for Magic Kingdom when they had to leave at 7. And there was supposed to not be school that day. And the weekday passes were not blocked out. And because of Hurricane Milton, there was school that day. So I feel like you guys lucked out a bit.
Yeah, we definitely got lucky. I don't know how. Thank you to whomever's looking out for us. So we were there. We went right to Tiana, and that ride was fun. You're in line. You're going through. That's my daughter's favorite Disney princess. She loves Tiana.
The only one who ever got a job.
That's true, actually. That's fucked up, man. If you think, sorry, YouTube, but that's pretty messed up, man. But you're right.
The only one that had any real ambitions that weren't love. Love just happened along the way. Did you just say you got to dig a little deeper?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to say that, and I'm like, wait, I think he just said that.
I did. Look at that.
Find out who you are.
Finish each other's, Disney princess songs. So we went on there, and it was a water ride, Old Splash Mountain. But they make it really cool inside. They kind of decorate it up. She was getting wicked excited, but there's like signs that are, this is your last chance to turn back now. And so you think it's going to be something like, oh God, and don't let her see this, because then she's going to get scared because she's 6. But my Oliver was the one that was most scared, and it gave us the best picture. He's like, I'm making an album of Disney ride photos now, because every single time I've gone with Oliver, he delivers the best reactions. I'm party mode. I'm like, whoa. and he's just frightened for his life. And it was a fun ride, man.
I wish we had a picture when we were at Busch Gardens when it was just Josh and I, and we had Oliver and Logan, because Logan's a year younger than Oliver and half of his size. And Logan was hands up the whole time. And Oliver got real scared to where like Josh, because Josh was sitting next to him where he had to like comfort him. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
so they're like the thing, I'm so tall for that ride that like the thing didn't initially buckle down. Right. He was like, Dad, is this supposed to be like this? I was like, oh shit. No. Like I had to like move my legs and locked it. I was like, yeah, we're good.
Well, that's what is it? Tower of Terror used to be one bar. So like if you had like a tiny kid and a bigger adult, like the kid would, I remember Kaylee's first time, like she would like fly up. But now they're all seatbelts, which makes much more sense.
Way better. But that ride was great. And then we went and we just walked around. There was nothing. We've gone many times, lucky enough. And so we just walked around and it was really cool seeing like all the pumpkins and things up. Yeah, and they started doing shows in front of the castle, which was new, I thought, for me.
No, they do that all the time.
Oh, well, Tiana was out there. Rapunzel was out. Anna and Elsa were out.
Louis comes out.
Oh, well, that was cool. Yeah, see, it was cool. We did all that. I took Harper. We did some rides. And then we went to Epcot where we got to meet Lauren. And I was talked into getting an avocado margarita. And folks, let me tell you, if you're at Epcot.
Somebody on the airplane told Carrie to get one.
Yes.
And I was like, that I'm not a big margarita person, and those are really good.
Okay. Everybody I've told about the avocado margarita, they're like, what? Why would you do that? Guys.
If you tell anybody who's ever been to Epcot, they'll be like, oh, good thing you did that.
The avocado margarita, yes, it's $19, but it's worth it.
They all are.
Yes, it's expensive. Guess what? You're at Epcot, folks. It's going to be expensive.
Somebody just had a mad reaction. I wonder if they're mad about the $19 avocado margarita.
I'm sorry.
I just saw those reactions come up on Facebook and I saw an angry face.
There was no reason that avocado margarita was so good, but I got the recipe. I looked it up and I'm going to make it at home because it was so damn good. Oh my God. It blew my mind. But Lauren also got me a Stein, which is in the room. But that was pretty nice. I could tell Lauren was feeling good at that point. Well, how was your day at Epcot?
Birthday present.
Yeah. How was your
day
at Epcot?
That and the beer is at home because I never sent you a birthday present.
I have. Yeah. Going there was my birthday present. But why don't you talk about Epcot? Because you spent the whole day there. I didn't spend the whole day there.
We do it every year. It's the annual use. So I did not go to UCF, University of Central Florida. I went to SAU and Nova, but half my high school went to UCF. My husband went to UCF. My daughter now goes to UCF. So I have enjoyed in the festivities for well over a decade at UCF, where every weekend for homecoming, the day before, the day after, we all drink around the world, and nobody brings we've brought the kids when they were babies, but it's like our one day a year to get to go without our children. And we drink around the world. That's pretty much it. Now we always try to go on Guardians or something. We usually go on at least one ride or something, but it's always meet in Mexico and then go to Canada. So our third country is the pub. So it's always a great day. And, people, it's kind of like when the holidays, when like people start to fly in and you get excited, like, oh, it's the holidays. Like that's what it is for me every year. Yeah. Like even like the night before, it's like the day before I got to have lunch, Eric and I were having lunch after yoga, like we often do. And like Mike Lycia came and met up with us. And so
Mike was awesome. Oh my God. I love Mike so much.
Yeah. Mike is a great time. And he's in Maryland, and then Tracy's from New York, and then Maggie and Brenda are coming down from Jersey, and it's great. It's a lot of fun.
It was fun. And then you guys were awesome enough to let Oliver, Carrie, and I go and use your magic bands and ride the Guardians ride, which I love. And Oliver and Carrie, big fans of that one. That Oliver really enjoyed that one. That roller coaster is so fun. I love it. It's such a good time. But yeah, Epcot was awesome. And then the next day we went and woke up and went to go tailgate the UCF homecoming game. And of course, Ski, my boy Ski, I love Ski. And the whole time he's texting, he's like, where's Matt Roth? I just was thinking of Goonies. Hey, you guys. That's all I was picturing in my head the whole time. So we're tailgating. We're playing beer ball. I'm chugging Miller lattes. Met Ian again. Ian was there. We lost, but Ski had an extra ticket, which You know me, man. It's
I knew
so
that was going to
hard.
happen too. I've been tailgating before, and there's always like one extra ticket somehow. Like I've ended up going to more than one UCF homecoming game when I had no intention of going.
Well, they're playing BYU, and I hate BYU. Boise State fan here, right?
What the
heck is a Miller Latte?
It's a Miller Lite.
It's a Miller Lite, brother. I was chugging Miller Lights.
You're just trying to make it sound fancy.
Yeah. Pumpkin lattes weren't the only thing I had that day. Actually, I had
we did have those first. We got those on the way to the tailgate.
We did. The kids are all playing. I got these really cute pictures of Oliver and Charlotte. You know, they're going to get married one day. I just know it. It's going to break my heart if it doesn't happen.
It's going to break Logan's heart because he's already proposed to Charlotte. They're getting married on a Mickey boat and Ski's paying for it. You didn't hear that story? They already have wedding plans.
Not the
going to be real.
Logan better step his game up because Oliver and Charlotte they all that stuff. So you know what?
I mean, Logan fell in love when he was like 6 months old.
It was fun though, man. I mean, yeah, I got to go sit on the 45-yard line, first row at this game. I never thought as soon as he said it, I was like, of course, I'm screaming, yes, I want to go. But I'm like, I can't. I wanted to go to Avalon, I want to hang out with you guys. But then I think it was good that Carrie got to hang out with you guys. And because I know she had a really good time.
Costumes.
Yeah,
she was like making comments about all the costumes. I'm like, okay, you do need to go to Mickey's Not So Scary because she would like think the ticket was worth it just seeing all the extra length that people go.
That's
to
on me.
There.
Maybe
next year that's what we do, and maybe I have to go because you guys are going. I mean, if it happens that way, it happens that way.
Well, I figured out the way to pretty much get an annual pass for us, and then I can get some Mickey's Not So Scary. So. Just saying, I think that's next year's plan. But yeah, dude, the game was so much fun. I'm screaming, I'm heckling the BYU players. They're talking back too. It was fun. Great time. And then we went back to Lawrence, watched the FSU Miami game. We're having some beers. That was a good time. And then Sunday. Oh man, Sunday. Just when you think things are going great. Sunday started off great though. We, went to Jacksonville. We're tailgating. Everybody's coming up to me.
Ended great too.
It did. Everybody's coming up to me. I'm in my Packer overalls. I got my cheese head. Everyone's like, yeah, woo.
It's like taking 95 pictures degrees outside in the hot sun. Not a single cloud in the sky.
None whatsoever. And,
Floridians were melting.
I wish these people would like share. I'm in so many random people's pictures from that day because they wanted to take a picture. I felt like a celebrity. Okay. Thank you guys for boosting my ego. Felt great. And we get into the game.
He was yelling at Packers fans on 95 like an hour and a half before we were there.
Oh, the whole way up. I was like, Buc-ee's
is like an hour from Jacksonville, and there was a ton of Green Bay Packers fans in the parking lot taking pictures.
Yeah, and you guys weren't ready. I told you weren't ready for what the experience was. I wasn't ready.
I underestimated how many Packers fans would be there. I didn't know that was like.
I told you.
Like when any Miami team is playing a New York team, you get a decent mix. Like it doesn't always feel like a home game. Like I remember as a kid going to see like the Mets and the Marlins and being like, wow, this is not all Marlins fans. But this was
whole
like that.
level.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow. It's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
We got, into the game before you guys. I was with Austin and Carrie, and this old guy, I don't know what it is about old Packer fans, but I hate you. I hate you right off the bat because I stand up for opening kickoff. I'm like, woo! I'm vibing. We're
Why
great.
wouldn't you? It's a
And this
football
guy's like,
game. It's like
you
a
need to shit.
concert.
Exactly. I paid money. If you don't like it, brother, move up, move down. He's like, you need to sit down. I was like, what? I'm not gonna sit down. Like,
Well, I could see because you're a tall dude being like, hey, do you mind just like scooting over a little bit? But like being like,
wasn't even
you
nice.
can't stand at a football
Literally
game.
telling me
It's
I
not a
could not
movie.
stand at this football game. I was like, no, I'm good. He was rude about it. So I was like, nah. And Carrie is really worried. She started to get worried because at this point the guy kept escalating. And then at one point he shoves me, tries to knock my hat off. And I thought, I didn't turn around. You know what? I got to say, I did not turn around. I stood there. I was chill. I'm like, I'm in the game, man. My day is not getting ruined by this guy.
Watching the game.
Well, I was into it. I was not ruining my day. I almost beat up some British guy at Epcot leaving because he almost hit Oliver. So this is the second fight now that we're about to go down. And I'm like, nope, not doing it.
You're not a Florida man, Matt. Keep it together.
I know. Well, then he's like, that's the problem with your generation. You think you can do whatever you want. Or no, he's like,
you should have started singing. You're talking about my generation.
Well, I wanted to be like, singing. Listen here, you geriatric piece of shit. Like, this is the problem with your generation. You think you can do whatever you want with no consequence. You're lucky I don't ragdoll you down this fucking stadium right now. But I'm here because I paid $280 to watch my football team win, just like you did. We're both cheering for the same team. So listen, and there's also kids, and I'm too old for this. I'm not going to jail because you're fuck you, bud. So I was like, you know what? And then I just ignored him. I was sitting down after a while because it was hot.
Well, whose response was that? Let's let the ushers decide.
No, well, that's the thing. It's like, I sat there and I turned around. I was like, he was going, after he said that, I was like, in my head, because he was like, your generation. In my head, I
didn't even see this guy. By the time I got there, I felt like he was gone.
No, he was there the whole time because I turned around and I was like, hey, you know what, man? The next time you touch me, I'm going to security. I'm going to snitch. I was the bigger person that day. I was like, the next time you touch me,
I was going to snitch. I was the bigger person. Said no mafia guy ever.
Nah, I'm snitching, man. Get this guy out of here because then I could stand up with no worries whatsoever. I said, I'm going to snitch on you. And then he was really cool afterwards. Oh, actually, yeah, because like we were talking about the national anthem and then he like overheard Carrie and I's conversation, how he heard I was a veteran. And then he's like, my son was this, like, thank you. I'm so proud. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I was like, brother.
Oh, so he turned it around.
I de-escalated the situation after I told him I was going to snitch on his ass. And I was like, hey, man, like no harm, no foul. We're all here for a good time. Let's just have a good time.
ET's proud of you, Matt.
Yeah, you know what? I'm proud of myself.
Tell about the guy. So after the game, there was a brewery that was like half a mile from the stadium. Okay. So like Erica, Josh, Mike, and I left a little bit early because we were melting. Some guy started yelling at Mike. The
guy next to him, was yelling at them for standing up.
Yeah. So again, for standing up, I don't know what it is about Jacksonville. They don't want you to stand up. You have to sit down in Duval. So we go ahead to the brewery and you come in to meet us. And then some guy yelled, what happened there? But this has a happy ending.
Okay. Yes. First of all, Gibson, he does sound like somebody who watches Fox News. I was thinking it, man. You said it. I was thinking it personally. I'm like, man, hey, I'm cool. I'm 6'4". Like this guy, I would have
6'4" with a
I'm not going to jail. All right.
Listen, and a mullet.
I have overalls, a fake mullet on. I am sweating. I got a cheese.
All right, we got to wrap it up for Agatha.
Okay,
but I want you to tell the story about
you're right. Okay,
the brewery
so I meet them at the brewery.
Okay.
Get there.
Intuition Ale Works.
I'm Intuition Ale Works. I'm watching the Bears Commanders game, and I just it's like I said something like about the Bears, and this kid looks at me, and goes, "You're a bitch," and I was like, "What did he say fuck me for? Like, what did I do?" I was like, "Huh? What did I do to you?"
Sitting there and drinking beer, eating corn.
I was sitting there watching. Yeah, like he says, "You're a bitch." I was like, "What did I do?"
He was like in line to get beer.
Yeah,
and just happened to be near our table.
I don't know. You're just a bitch. And I was like, "Huh? What are
I
you
didn't
doing
even
right
realize
now?"
what was happening.
I didn't either. I was just like, "What?" I was talking about the Bears. He goes, "I don't care." And then I was like, "Dude, what?" And he was like, "I'm just in my feelings." So I walked up. I was like, "This guy needs a hug." So I gave him a little hug. I recognized him. I did. So this guy actually ran into outside the stadium before the game. So I recognized him. And then he recognized me. He's like, "Wait, I saw you outside the game beforehand." I was like, "Yeah, we did. We shared a moment, dude." And I even had Jacksonville fans in the stadium in front of me. Like when things were going down, we were friendly to each other. He's like, they're like, "You're a really good fan." And so like him and I, he was like, "I'm sorry." He ended up apologizing. I was like, "Dude,
he did."
I was like, no harm, no foul. Like, I'm good, man. You good? And I offered to buy his beer. And he's like, no, I'll buy you a beer. I was like, don't even worry about it, man. And then like we hugged a few more times, but I was like, this guy clearly needed it. He's going through it. He's drunk. So it had a happy ending, but I was like, why is everybody
It was
messing with
good
me,
that
man?
he like bitched to you and not somebody that was like.
He got lucky because if he said it to the wrong person, yeah.
Because
Me, I
it
was
had
like,
a
man,
happy ending. I hope that guy got home okay. I hope that
I did
like
too. I hope
whatever
he's
he's
okay.
going through passes quick because he seems like he seemed like a sweet kid. He just needed to take his anger out somewhere, and Matt was the recipient.
He's lucky he found me. DT, unfortunately, yes, we did kiss underneath the cheese head. But yeah, like he found the right person that day. I told you, man. I made a vow to Carrie. I made a vow to Zeus. I was like, I'm cool, man. We're having a good time because we're having a good time. And
And the whole way home,
I
Carrie
said
and I got to
stress.
play DJ.
Yes,
We
I
had an
said
even
stress-free
better time.
weekend. They had a good time. I was on the couch. We had half of a stout from Family Business. That ended up falling asleep. And I'm pretty sure Josh took my glasses off, put a blanket on me, and I passed
Nobody
out.
knows. Maybe you took them off
I
yourself.
don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But that was the end of the trip. We went to the Disney outlets, and my little cat's right next to me. I said to my son, yeah, Carrie's like, you can get one thing. And so he found, I don't know where he found this, but
he found my one thing.
He found the Legends Black Panther helmet. And instead of like $150, dude, it was on sale for $60. And I was like, hell yeah, you're getting that because guess who has had it since? Me. Guess why? Because he was rude and lost his helmet. And guess who has had it?
How fantastic is the outlet? It's so good.
Okay, the outlet was awesome. We got a lot of Christmas gifts, things like that.
I got Loungefly Marvel ears for $8.
We got the Loki costumes for $10. Dude, it was awesome. Really great.
I got
great
so much
time.
stuff and I came out of there under $100 still. I don't know how.
I spent like 150, but I bought a lot of stuff.
2 sweaters, 2 ears, a water bottle, an ornament, a hat.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else I bought. I do all my like Santa and the Easter Bunny shop.
Oh, I did. I found my blue Crocs that shrunk in the car.
Oh, yeah.
So my Disney Crocs that I absolutely love because I wear them year round, they shrunk in the humidity in my car. They had one pair left. It was my size and they were $20. So of course I got those. And Carrie's like, you don't need any more. I was like, Carrie, I wear these year round. You're about to take my Halloween ones and put them away for the whole year. She ain't saying no to me. Come on now. You say no
she got your ones when they shrunk, right? So now you guys have his and hers.
There we go. Magic Crocs.
Not relationship goals in my life.
I'm pretty sure I've convinced Carrie to, come down to Orlando anytime. And so that was a good time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hosting us. It was a great time.
Anytime.
Harper was crying. Harper was like, I'm so sad. I want to be in Florida. I miss Lauren that night. And I was like, look, man, we'll see him again soon. She goes, well, we'll see them at Christmas. I was like, no, it's not going to be Christmas, but we'll see them.
Logan came home from school Monday. He was like, I'm sad there's no one here. And Josh took him over to his mom's to go hang out with grandma to make him feel better.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. A lot of fun. But yes, Agatha has premiered. We need to go watch the finales. I can hear the dog barking, which means my wife is finally home.
Brielle already came in to side-eye me. She's ready to watch Agatha.
All right. Last comment here. Gibson says, not a Halloween person, but I recently got a Sonic onesie that I wore to Chattanooga Comic-Con. One of my favorite convention experiences. Dude, that's really cool. I love comic conventions like that. Like Chattanooga. I love, Tennessee and everything is a really cool time. That's what it's all about, folks. That anytime you go, whether it's a football game, whether it's a Comic-Con, man, be yourself, have fun, and you know what? Just don't be a dick. And we're going to leave you on that note. Do not be a dick. If you joined us tonight, thank you so much. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. We will be back next week. I'm going to drop this right here. If you missed anything, it's going to be on the podcasting platforms Monday morning. And, I really appreciate Gibson. He says having a conversation about nerdy things made your day. Man, I really appreciate you and like hopping in the chat, man. Really
and
do.
I love your comic recommendations and whatnot.
Yes, comic recommendations.
I need to read some Fantastic Four for sure.
If you like this, we don't always do our live episodes. We like to do a Cantina Hour once a week. Typically, we didn't do it this week. That's kind of what this was. But Cantina Hour, we typically do weekly, and it's just a no stress show. We have fun. We talk about anything and everything. So if you like this, you want more of it, our YouTube channel, subscribe, all of our other things, hop in our Facebook group, hop in our Discord, which one of us will go ahead and put the Discord channel link in like a Facebook group and everything like that.
Right on top of that, Rose.
But thank you guys for hanging out. Happy Halloween,
and go vote.
Guys.
If you haven't voted, whether you're listening to this
for the
Monday
love
or
of God,
today,
like just please vote. Go vote. Because people's lives do depend on it. Not to be dramatic, but to also eat some Reese's pumpkins. Enjoy a stress-free
Not too
night.
many.
I'm about to devour all
Don't
of
take
them.
your Halloween decorations down early, or Sam will come and get you.
Exactly.
Be
And
careful.
we'll see you guys next week. Cheers, everybody. Have
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.